the main speakers. First of all, I'd like to thank the Norton family. Jane Norton and the Norton family provided access to this land to the hospital at a very reasonable market rate. We heard many times during the hearing process, find another site. Not happening. The hospital did a great job working this transaction, and we're very appreciative of that. Right now, I'd like to introduce Tribal Chief Ryan Olson. Ryan, am I pronouncing that correctly? Because we all know that the island started out not with the visitors, but the Wampanoag tribe, and we'd like to have them welcome us. Sir?
Give you a little bit more of our language, however, I'm not good at that. So you're going to get just English. This area was known as a summer place for our people. We came here to do our harvesting of things, our gardens, and a few villagers would hang around, and then as the seasons changed to fall, we went a little bit further in onto the island for shelter from the border wickers. I remember first reading about this through one of my contacts at the hospital, because I've been working in the tribal health department for 31 years now. And I said, well, this would be a great idea. And over the years, I have listened, watched the little news files, and finally, when Ms. Patty contacted me and asked me if I would speak, I said, oh, sure. So, as I said, welcome. We look forward to being part of this and doing what we can to welcome you, and also for the idea of the conservation land, because there's no place for my animals to actually go, so at least they have a little bit of space. Done.
From the Wampanoag tribe to the Edgartown tribe. Sir, Arch Medbeck.
Thank you, David. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here on behalf of Edgartown. We can't hold a candle to the Wampanoag tribe as far as time is concerned. We've only been around for about 360 years. But nevertheless, it's my privilege at this point in time to represent the town and to thank everybody that's here. It was approximately 10 years ago that during one of our Healthy Aging Council meetings that Patty Moore, the indomitable Patty Moore, introduced the concept, the Green Homes concept. And most of us thought, oh, that's too good to be true. We'll never be able to see that on the vineyard. It's just too hard to do. What I should have realized at that moment, I realize now and have for the last 10 years, is that when Patty is involved, it gets done. End of discussion. So we had the presentation of the Green Homes, and from that came the collaboration between Martha's Vineyard Hospital and the Navigator Homes nonprofit corporation, which is what we see here today. That collaboration is making this a reality. I'd like to acknowledge David McDonough, the CEO of, President CEO of Navigator Homes, and Denise Shapici, who's the CEO of the hospital. I know those two, as leaders, have been working tirelessly to get this to where we are today. I would also like to acknowledge the help of our building department, our Board of Health, and our planning board. Our planning board worked to get an article through town meeting in order to make this project possible. And with that, I'll turn this back to David, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Art. It's been great working with the town. We really appreciate the commitment the town's made to this project. May I ask, is there anyone here from the Martha's Vineyard Commission? Yes, could we please recognize on behalf of the Martha's Vineyard Commission, Peter. As others may know, that in addition to the town looking at planning approval within the town, Peter and the commission members take the broader view of the entire island and make a determination as to whether or not this is a net negative or a net positive. And we're very pleased that they made it a net positive. So thank you, Peter, and your teammates. And I'd like to introduce Melinda Lobert, who will introduce our first speaker.
Hello, everybody, and I can't thank you enough for spending the only sunny day of this week here on top of this lovely hill. Each and every one of you that is here has in some way contributed to getting us to this spot, and the whole purpose of our having this wonderful ceremony is to thank you, one and all, for your help in getting us to this point. And we look forward to more of the same as we complete our project. It is my pleasure today to introduce what I consider one of my oldest friends. Somebody you probably don't know because he's not an islander, but he is an islander at heart. He was the governor's appointee to the Martha's Vineyard Commission. He runs the Center for Coastal Studies in Provincetown. He is a mover and shaker on the world stage with ocean care for and climate change. But to me, he's just rich. Richard Delaney is going to introduce our speaker tonight.
Thank you, Melinda. Melinda's right. Karen Delaney, my wife, and Melinda and I go way back, and Melinda's been so involved in community projects out here that when we talk to her, we feel we get so much information about the vineyard that we feel like we're at least have a little bit of roots here. Because thank you for keeping us. So thank you for all that work you've done, Melinda, and everybody else. It's my honor at this point to introduce Senator Ed Markey. The senator has amassed a record already of 50 years of incredible public service to the communities of Massachusetts. He has been a leader in climate change even before the rest of us start thinking about climate change. He actually filed legislation to increase the miles per gallon mandate 40 or 50 times before I actually get done, Senator. It's unbelievable. And now currently he chairs the Senate Climate Change Task Force. And really is, and boy, do we need that. He has also been very active with his other subcommittee, one of his many subcommittees in telecommunications, working to keep the internet net neutral. And he's worked on protecting Medicare and Medicaid for all people and access. So I could go on and on and on. I'm not going to, but I'm going to ask you to look at his website. Look at the official Senator Markey website. You will see work, a 50-year body of work that's unbelievable. And I thought as I looked at that, if there ever is to be a Congressional Hall of Fame, I would suggest Senator Markey be the first inductee into the Hall of Fame. So he's really fantastic. The other thing I want to just mention is, in addition to all the great work the Senator has done internationally, nationally, he's never lost focus on the communities that he serves. He has been laser focused on community activities, the values of local communities, the needs and how we operate and how we work. And that's how he came to be such an important part for understanding that this community had needs. It wasn't just a haven for the rich during the summer with their yachts. It was a lot of real people who live here who needed the help of USDA. So, Senator, thank you for making the absolute key decision to making this possible. Thanks, Scott Swords and his group from USDA, and I'm pleased to introduce to you officially Senator Ed Markey.
Thank you, Rich, so much, and thank you, Rich, for all of the incredible work that you have done on climate issues, on conservation issues, on environmental issues writ large. You are just such a giant friend. We have known ourselves and each other since the beginning of recorded environmental time. So I thank you, my friend. And I thank all of you for being here today. This is an incredibly historic day. This is a big change, and there's a lot of people who are responsible for this project. I want to thank David McDonough, President and CEO of Navigator Homes, for having this vision here in Martha's Vineyard. To the entire board of Navigator Homes for their dedicated work, including Board Chair David Roush. Can you raise your hand, David? Not here, David. To Art Smodbeck, Edgartown Select Board Chair. Thank you so much for your leadership on these issues. To Denise Shapici, the President of Martha's Vineyard Hospital, thank you so much for your great leadership. This is a partnership all the way. For you, Susan, thank you, Susan, for helping us to knit this entire project together. And to Scott Soares from the United States Department of Agriculture, he's the state director for Massachusetts, for Connecticut, and for Rhode Island. From Washington, D.C., they don't see what Scott sees. Scott sees, for 8 months a year, a rural community. Being America a just, decent, a free, a peaceful society. One that can see senior citizens.